Hi, I'm Alex Archbold, and I've been buying and selling antiques since I was 9 years old. From basements to scrapyards, I'll look just about anywhere I can to find lost antiques and collectibles. And sometimes I'll go big and buy everything. I never know what's going to happen or who I'm going to meet. This is our life, this is our adventure, and this is Curiosity Inc. Well, good morning, everybody. It is bright and early, and I'm excited because today's the day that they take the excavator, which is actually gone now. It's moved around back, and they start digging out the spot where our road is gonna go. So I'm gonna get my shoes on, my feet, feet, and we're gonna take those feet out to the backyard and see what's happening today. At the same time, we have contractors who are working inside the building, getting some of the painting done. Oh, hey, look, there's the statue Josh made for me back there. Anyway, I'm a distracted squirrel. And speaking of squirrels, they will all be a little bit disturbed today because there's gonna be all kinds of noise, construction. This is a big day, one of the biggest days. It's the day that the road goes in, and I am excited to show you guys the progress. Let's go. Now, they had a technique here to get the excavator moved off because unfortunately it tore up the county road a bit. They told me they're gonna fix it. So they laid tires down and they drove it on the tires. It looks like I had an octopus invade my yard. Working its way all the way back. There are said tires in question, but this is going to be exciting because our path back here will be much more usable. We won't be tearing it up, creating these ruts in this dirt path that's been going on. At one point I tried to grow grass over there. That didn't happen. So this outer line, they're going to kind of take it out here by the basketball net. The kids will be happy because right now when the basketball hits that little curb part, it goes shooting off into the trees. So now they're gonna have a little bit more pavement to play basketball on and other things. And although I will admit the family wasn't super on board with having a road go through the backyard, it is kind of a necessary thing because of the service vehicles that will be coming back here, propane trucks, septic trucks, and eventually in winter I'll want to shovel this down so we could drive back here. I see the excavators in place over there, getting things ready. Let's see what's going on. There she goes. That is I think they said a 15-ton cat. The NCE 52 model there. All that gravel we put down over there. That's how things go, you have a plan, you change your mind a little bit. We had this ramp put there, which actually was very convenient for construction, but now the ramp has to be partially removed because they got to build the surface up and you can't just lay right on top of that. So a scraping he will go, and they have to take it about a foot down so they can lay their proper materials in place. Well, he is working on that. The other fellers, while he's backing out there, they're going to get the dump trucks and they're gonna back the dump truck up and remove material. Now I think this material there, the gravel, they said that they could use that in other places. It's mostly, we've got some topsoil, which I want to get a pile of that left behind for me to do some filling because you can see the ground in places a little wavy. I want to smooth that out with my own tractor. But we're gonna let this guy work his magic there, and they're gonna work their way from here all the way back through these lines, all the way back there. It's actually quite a big road, if I'm honest. It's a fair stretch, it covers about 1.5 acres. So that's a bit of asphalt going down. But all this is gonna get torn up here before too long. And I will be here to show you guys the progress throughout the day. And while all that is happening, I should probably go inside and check on the painter who's in there. Dustin's in there working away. I think he's here by himself today. We'll go check on him and see what's happening inside. Inside we have some progress. My son Jason, not only did Jason build these cabinets, well the guys installed them, but Jason built them. Jason built the fireplace for us, which is going to go right against that wall. Trim is on. I think they've done the second coat of paint already in here, or close to it. It's looking very nice and finished. And this is the Sherwin-Williams Agreeable Gray that we did the inside of our house with. We got a nice little kitchen nook going on. I've called for the countertops to come get measured so those can go in place. Vanity light. And our vanity that we picked up is in place. Just a little one. We don't need anything big or fancy in here. The mirror is in. Toilet's not in place yet. And this floor, in the next couple days, probably in this video, the epoxy people are supposed to be showing up at some point to redo the floor. So that's all happening here. While Dustin continues to paint. It's looking good. Looking very good, Dustin. And did you do the second coat in here already? Walls are done, okay, and you're just working on trim right now. I'll be careful not to touch anything because I don't know which parts he's recently painted, but this is all getting painted white in preparation of the door handles to go on. So things are definitely looking good inside. At some point, the electrician's coming to put all the pot lights and stuff in too. We just have a temporary bulb up there right now. I'm gonna close that up and we'll go check on the excavation. Well, it only took me about 2 minutes to check on the inside of the building there. And he's making short work of all that. Goodbye ramp, but a new one will be coming back. I will say my neighbors have been extremely patient with me. You know, they had an empty lot here for the last over 50 years. And then I show up, and we build a house, and then we do some landscaping, and then now this pool house, and then the road. And I mean, it's been nonstop construction for them for about the last year and a half. So I'm sure they and us, actually everybody's gonna be happy when that's all over and done with. I mean, really, after that road goes in and that little house is done, all that's left to do around here is landscaping. And that'll be a whole other thing because I do want to make my backyard look like a national park. Why not have aspirations? I want it to be really grassy and nice and fruit trees, and we've got some of that stuff going on already. But I want to see how far we can take it and just make it as beautiful as possible. But that's not heavy construction, that's more digging and planting and stuff. Oh, let's see if the dump trucks are showing up here. Well, to answer my questions, the dump trucks have started to arrive. They are making some good progress over there. We did have a little bit of a hiccup. One of the power lines wasn't as deep as they thought it was. So you can imagine what happened with that. Luckily, everybody's okay. We got the power shut off from the house over there, so they are continuing to work and get it sorted out. Meanwhile, I found a wild Bill.
Hello, everybody.
Your shirt matches my house today, Bill.
Yeah, it does.
You're ready for the adventure. So yeah, I figured I'd show you the inside of the what we're building over there. You want to go for a walk?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. They're making some good progress here. This is where we're going to have the driveway, a little parking pad. The dirt that they're pulling up, though, that dirt is good black soil. That'd be perfect for garden beds or the lawn or whatever. Most of our soil around here, Bill, is really sandy, really sandy.
That's good, but that's good dirt.
That is good dirt. And I don't know if it's because it's so close to where this forest was or that he had a garden back here at one point. It was actually, this property is owned by an older German guy at one point. He had a little hut in the back bush there and a big giant garden. Maybe some kind of survivalist underground bunker. I don't know.
Are you ever going to open that up?
I don't know. I feel like that's Pandora's box. If I open up that thing, it's going to open up a can of worms.
Yeah.
Who knows what's down there.
Exactly.
But these guys are certainly finding a lot of good dirt here. Hopefully we can save some of it. Yeah, let's go inside. So there's two sides to this, Bill. There's this side, which will be more like, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, they're gonna come and refinish the floor a little bit because it's not up to my specs. It's got some discoloring and a couple little bits they've got to fix. But this is epoxy enamel, so it looks like marble.
Yeah, I like that.
And then the little kitchenette over there is coming in. The fellow was in here earlier painting. It looks like he's gone for the day. He probably did his last bit of paint. We're just waiting on an electrician to come out. Fireplace. That's the only heat. There's no gas run to this other than propane, so it's electric. But that one unit there is supposed to heat 1,000. It's 1,000 BTU.
Wow.
Or not 1,000 BTU. It heats 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
What time did you get done last night?
9 o'clock,
Oh, that's a long day.
7 in the morning.
Well, look at this. They've worked their way all the way up to the front of the driveway, which means they're almost done the excavation portion of this construction. Does that make sense? Yeah, it makes sense. The excavation is almost done. Once they get the last dump truck in here to get this load that's behind me taken out, that means that tomorrow they should start bringing the fill in. So the gravel, the sand, they can start packing it down, preparing the base for the asphalt. So that was a slightly stressful but good first day. The wire that was clipped has not been fixed yet. I'm hoping that's going to be soon. But you know, these things can sometimes happen. We did do the call before you dig. In case anybody's asking or wondering at home, we called, they marked the lines, but they had the depths incorrect. So that's what caused the issue. You can kind of see over there the little flags that are sticking up out of the ground. That's from when we called the people to come and mark all the utility lines. Unfortunately, that one was just not quite in the right spot. It was in the right spot, just not the right depth. So I guess we'll come back tomorrow and see how things go as they start to lay the gravel in. Well, so the next morning, the guys are getting ready to roll out the black carpet. This is like a protective barrier they put down underneath. Actually, it'll be kind of like when you do landscaping. It's like really industrial landscaping fabric. And then you guys put the gravel right on top of this, or the sand mix, and then pack it, pretty much. The reason why they're hanging out there and waiting is that we've got a wonderfully talented electrician over here who is mending the break in the line that occurred yesterday, because this wasn't as deep as the measurements told us it was, but it will be repaired shortly. And on the inside of our building over there, we have our electrician, and she's starting to get stuff put together inside. I'll walk up to the front and see what progress is going on up here. Sounds like there's a lot of activity up near the front. Well, it looks like they've got this just about all cleared out. See, our existing pad there is going to extend all the way over, which will give us a nice big turning radius for trucks, but also give me extra spaces to park things. Once they get this all buttoned down at the front, they're going to lay out that fabric over this whole thing, and the gravel truck should start to arrive, I'm hoping, today. And there it is. This base material is in, and they're all gone. They went to go get gravel trucks full of gravel and sand and mix and all the other stuff they put down here. So when I get back, so I'm going to take some stuff to the auction house. When I get back, I might see some gravel start to appear here. Gosh, I went away for just, like an hour, and they have all of the base already down. In fact, they're driving on it. And getting the last load, I think, put in down at the end there. And this is as far as they can take it before the weekend. We'll pick this up again after the weekend with the road side of it. But there is some stuff going on inside of the building itself, which I'll walk over there in a minute. Well, look at this. They got the cardboard all picked up off the floor. We got the door on, handles are on. The door going into the main space is open. Let's have a look inside and see what's happening in here. I see plugs are going in. Light switch is on. He said, the electrician that was here is actually from Ukraine, who's recently moved here, said that he's going to be starting on the outside, the pot lights in the ceiling soon. We don't have the fan on just yet. Oh, he's got the breaker off because he's still doing wiring. But look, we do have the light above the vanity is there. It's surreal. It's like a whole other house. It's like a whole other nice space. And on top of that, okay, well, I have door handles, which is good. But look, because we have power, we can get the pool going again. Everything's just all shaping up nicely today here. As this is all happening, the guys are working on getting the road packed down. They've got, I want to say steamroller, but it's not steam powered, but you know what I mean. It's a roller, a road roller. And they're packing all this crush down, which is made of basically like recycled bits of concrete, sand, chunks of rock. It is a lot of recycled material, but they use that and they pack it down real good before they put the asphalt down. It gives it a nice solid base and decent drainage under there as well. So yeah, I guess very soon we'll see the asphalt start to show up too. While the electrical is happening and the road is going in, I'm taking a bit of a trip out to Home Depot here today. I'm picking up some shelves and some shelf brackets because I want to make sure that we have a little bit of organization inside the mechanical room there. And yeah, I figure that now's the time to do it. Get things organized, get things sorted. I've got to buy some lumber, buy some brackets, and we'll get that installed hopefully later today. All right, what I have to do today is put a couple shelves right there. Got lots of room to do it. I want to be able to come over here and reach and put, you know, pool supplies, cleaning equipment, stuff like that up there and get it out of the way. So I've got some brackets. I bought a couple pine shelves. I don't really like using MDF, even though it's a little bit cheaper than pine. I prefer using real wood. It doesn't, you know, swell and disintegrate like MDF does. So I'm gonna get these up and on the wall. First I gotta mark where the beams are, where the joists are. So I know where to put my bracket. Right there. There's one. And there we go. A place for our things. And even more things, should we choose to put them up there. But all the chemicals are out of the bin we had outside. I can get rid of that and get this all cleaned up. It's a nice feeling to have it somewhat organized. While I've been inside mucking about with those shelves, the road crew has been busy laying down a final coat of the substrate surface, and they've got the rollers out and they just made it super nice and smooth. They're doing the grade so that when it rains, it doesn't pool on the asphalt. They're very good about that. Our driveway that they did was fantastic. We don't get any water sitting on it at all. And I just met the guy to do the measurement for the countertops inside there. We couldn't get it measured beforehand because they weren't installed. Now that they're installed, he says 4 to 5 weeks. So we have a little bit of time before that kitchen counter is going to be in. Also found out that my sink we ordered is too big, so I've got to go return it and get a smaller sink. It is early in the morning and I can hear the sounds of a saw outside. We're to go investigate what that is. I know what that is. The trucks left a little bit of damage in the asphalt. They're cutting that out so they can put new stuff in. But that means that the crew is here and we're gonna finally get this road in. Oh gosh, an exciting day. Let's go have a look. We had rain yesterday, which kind of slowed things down. But as you can see, it's a nice, bright, sunny day today. To do that, in areas where they couldn't get the big roller, they have the hand compactor. And they're just really packing down. They've kind of marked it off where they needed to do it by hand, kind of near the edge there. And this is where they're gonna start doing the pavement. Actually, I should get this cord out of the way because that's gonna be in the way. I'll go through the, keep forgetting I have an actual door now, a working door. They're gonna start at that end of the building and work their way back. Get that out of there. There, that's better. I didn't want the cord getting in the way because the very first load of asphalt that's gonna be coming is right to this spot. They're gonna make it completely level with the driveway, with the garage floor. And that's approximately 4 inches, which is what you need. You need about 4 inches base asphalt for when you're driving heavier trucks, and this will be so propane, septic, all that stuff can drive on this and not do any damage to it. So a good strong base. Looks like they're getting ready to get this moved out of the way, and I can hear them still sawing over there. So I am gonna get out of here and I will return and come back once they're ready to start putting pavement down. And from the looks of things, that might be a little sooner than I think, because the paving machine, it's working its way back towards that garage right now. So saw cut is done. I don't know if you can see the line there, it runs all the way over. Now what they will do is get underneath it and peel that out, but they're not going to do that just yet, because all the big trucks are starting to show up, the dump trucks that are full of the asphalt. There's the roller, and as these vehicles are driving over this bit, it's going to continue to compact and kind of compress down the edge here. So this will be the last thing they do, because it'll likely see a little bit more use, it'll get a little bit more damage, but they prepared it. So by the time they get the asphalt to this area here, the guys will scoop this out, lay a fresh thing, and then just roll it all over, which will be fantastic. But I think I see, and I'm gonna walk up here, I do see our dump truck full of asphalt is right there. And that's gonna go right back by the garage. So I'm gonna go hang out over there so I can watch them dump the first load and start to roll that out. Gosh, I'm excited today. It's gonna be a good day, good productive day. And I was right over by the building is where all the action is right now. They're getting ready for that truck to come and offload the first load of asphalt. And the guys are just waiting for it to back up here any minute. Now I'm standing back not to get in the way, but you can just see how thick that road surface is going to be. Nice 4-inch thick layer of asphalt down there. Be a nice base for any kind of heavy truck we might have. Here comes the second load. So basically, now that they have this laid in by hand, they can use the paving machine for the rest of the job here today. Just getting close to a building, they got to do that very carefully. In it goes. And get that machine cranked up and it starts laying it down nice and smooth. You can see it on the bottom there starting to feed it out. As he moves forward, it'll compress and pack it all the way down. It's pretty creative, pretty cool that people have come up with all this. Looks like what they're going to do now is dump directly from the truck right into the paver. Probably walk it as they go, keeping that bucket nice and full. Now the guys have been so kind to actually let me stand on top of the paving machine while it's actually in action. Never done this before. Could be kind of an exciting experience here. And I got a bird's eye view of that asphalt getting dumped in the bucket there. What is the technical term for that up there?
What?
For the bucket?
This right here?
Yeah.
That's called a hopper.
Hopper. Oh, I should have known that, just like on a train.
Yeah. And what lays the asphalt is called a screed.
Screed?
S-C-R-E-D.
Okay. And I'm not going to turn anything here because I feel like this makes an adjustment.
Yeah.
I'm just going to hang on. Look at that. Look at that. I'm not really doing anything other than adding weight to this one side. I'd like to think it's extra compacted on the left because I'm standing here.
20 minutes away.
Okay, so 20 minutes away, they load up the asphalt in the back of the truck there, and it's still steaming hot by the time it gets here.
Now give that a little crank. That way, that's good, yeah?
Oh, I did something. Yeah, this is the equivalent of holding the flashlight for your dad, but that's all right. I'm good with that. So we're moving forward at the same rate that dump truck is moving forward. He fills as we go.
We push the guys. He goes in neutral.
Oh, he's in neutral and you push him.
Neutral, and we just push him down the road.
Oh, that's a smarter way to do it. So what's he doing up front in the cab, watching a YouTube video?
He just stares at us and he listens to whatever we tell him to do. Watching the latest curiosity.
Yeah, he could be watching this.
You can give her another half a crank if you want, up that way. Yeah, a little time more. Perfect.
All right. You'll have me trained yet.
So when you go that way,
yeah,
clockwise, that raises the screed.
Okay.
If you go the other way, it takes it down.
And you're checking the depth the whole time?
I'm checking the depth the whole time.
Okay.
So you can actually crank it a half crank the other way, yeah? Keep going. A little bit more. Perfect.
All right.
Now, go.
Well, that was fun. Not only did I get to ride on the equipment, operate it a little bit, turns out the guys actually watch this channel, so they might be able to watch this episode later on. I guess that vehicle pulling in was not my epoxy people, but they should be here very soon, and I'll get them set up over by the building so they can start their work. Okay, well, I guess that car was some of the contractors to work on the floor in there. They're gonna get started. They're just waiting on their equipment to show up, and then they're gonna get going. I showed them what needed to be done, and essentially a lot of discoloring the floor. The finish just wasn't all that great, so they figure it's a few hours to get it fixed and they'll be on their way, so that will be all good. Meanwhile, in paving land, the guys are, I'd say, about more than halfway done. They've done this whole section, and the little roller back there, the packer is just rolling back and forth, smoothing it all down. He said he lays 5 inches down, and 1 inch of that will get compacted, so it turns into a 4-inch base. And they're hand packing the sides just so they don't crumble or they're less brittle. And eventually I'm gonna have to put dirt all along there and bring it up to the grade, which will mean at some point in a future episode, a dump truck of dirt. I don't have enough dirt left over from before. Should have kept more than what I did, but anyway, we'll get a dump truck full of dirt dropped off here, and I'll spread that around with my own tractor. But lots of stuff going on today. Background front as they get closer, he's getting the bucket underneath and just peeling that up. I didn't realize that came up so easy. It's like an asphalt band-aid getting ripped off. Kind of satisfying to watch. Look at that, just a big chunk of road. final section of pavement going in right now. Filling this last little gap. Then they've got to roll it all out. And this road will be just about done. To the other edge. Would you look at that? Almost down to the final touches. They've got a street sweeper on the front of that cat. And they're sweeping up the gravel and the leftover asphalt that was left behind. So that is it for today's episode. But look, we have a road, a proper road that I can drive on. Well, not yet, but soon. Has to set up a little bit first. But look at this. Nice little path, goes all the way around the front. And honestly, I think it's gonna be great for the future of this property, that we can access this building all year round. I'll be able to shovel it. We won't have to worry about whether there's a rainstorm or not, that we can still get trucks out here. But look, it's all done. So next episode, this was a big one today, getting that put in, I tell you. Next episode, what's going to happen? The floor should hopefully be done in the building. I can start getting furniture put in there, start decorating it, setting it up like a little house on that side, which is really probably the most fun part of this whole episode and series, is getting that set up and getting the furniture in. And I also have to get a dump truck full of dirt brought in so I can actually landscape the edges where the road is now a little bit higher. So lots left to do, lots left to watch. So guys, let's carry on. Let's see what happens next on the next episode. And I'm looking forward to it. Thanks very much for watching today's episode, guys. We'll see you all soon. And as always, bye for now. Bye, everybody.